The slap echoed louder than anyone expected. It happened in the middle of a crowded shopping plaza. Phones were out, people were watching, some whispering, some recording. And in the center of it all stood a black woman, calm, composed, dressed in simple civilian clothes, holding her shopping bag like she was trying to hold onto her dignity. The argument had started over something small, a parking space, a misunderstanding, but it escalated fast. The woman she was speaking to, loud, aggressive, and red with entitlement, kept shouting, drawing attention. And before anyone could process what was happening, her hand flew across the air. The sound of that slap cut through the noise. Gasps, silence. The black woman didn't scream, she didn't swing back, she didn't even step forward. She simply adjusted her face, straightened her posture, and looked at the crowd, at the phones recording her humiliation. "You just made a mistake," she said quietly. People laughed. Someone muttered, "What's she gonna do?" The woman who slapped her rolled her eyes. "Call who your cousins?" The crowd chuckled, and then she left. No fight, no shouting, no scene, just dignity. What nobody knew, what none of them bothered to ask, was who she really was. The next morning, the same plaza felt different. Word had spread, the video had gone viral overnight. Comments flooded social media, some defending her, some mocking her silence. And then a black government SUV pulled into the parking lot, doors opened, out stepped the same woman. But this time, she wasn't in civilian clothes. She was in full uniform, decorations lined her chest, her badge gleamed in the morning sun, authority radiated from her presence like a shield. Conversations froze mid-sentence. Store employees stepped outside. The same security guard who ignored the situation yesterday now stood straight. She wasn't just anyone. She was a high-ranking federal officer, a decorated commander with over 15 years of service. A woman who had protected cities, dismantled criminal networks, and led operations most people would never have the courage to face. And she had chosen silence yesterday, not weakness, control. The woman who slapped her was there too, laughing with a friend until she saw the uniform. The color drained from her face. The officer didn't storm in, she didn't raise her voice. She didn't demand revenge. She walked calmly to the center of the plaza where it had happened. People gathered again, phones came out again, but this time the energy was different. "You remember me?" She asked softly. No one laughed. "I could have reacted yesterday. I could have let anger control me, but I wear this uniform for a reason." She paused, scanning the crowd. "This badge isn't about power, it's about restraint. It's about protecting even those who disrespect you." The woman who slapped her tried to speak, tried to explain, tried to shrink into the background. But the officer wasn't there for humiliation. She was there for accountability. Security footage had already been reviewed. A formal complaint had been filed. Assault charges were being processed, not because of status, not because of pride, but because actions have consequences. The crowd shifted uncomfortably. Yesterday they laughed, today they understood. The officer turned toward the woman who hit her. "I hope you learned something from this," she said calmly. "Not about who I am, but about who you choose to be." No yelling, no revenge, just truth. As she walked back toward the SUV, something powerful happened. People who had stayed silent yesterday started clapping, not for her rank, not for her authority, but for her dignity. The viral video had a second chapter now. And this time the comments were different. They weren't mocking silence, they were praising strength, they were talking about restraint, about bias. About how quickly people assume weakness when they see a black woman standing alone. The slap that was meant to humiliate her became a lesson for everyone watching. Strength isn't loud. Power isn't reckless, and dignity doesn't need to shout. Sometimes the strongest move you can make is to walk away and return on your own terms.